Hanamura or Busan. It's still a well-designed map.
It's my favourite opening theme, I think, in the game.
Hollywood's?
Yeah, when you first come into the map.
No,
I just love it.
Okay, I guess we just disagree on that one. Sorry, I'm not going to say we agree on that one.
Sick.
British Hurricane on defense first, and like you kind of mentioned, Des, that Sombra Doomfist defense. We see it on Hanamura all the time, and only one team's really done it successfly.
And Shoes Money Crew are rolling out with something a bit different. I imagine Mouse will... Someone's going to switch away, I was going to say. Try Spear on McCree. No, they've all changed out. Guys, come on.
They just wanted the cheeky little scout.
I don't know, man.
And they're going in with a dive ball. They've got the more of an option of their goats.
I get it, okay? This kind of works into Sombra Doomfist as long as you don't get wrecked by a Doomfist. And look what's about to happen. Nice bubble.
Very nice bubble. Stop them from getting wrecked by the Doomfist, but look at the HP coming out from Danid. Oh, he can't get away. Nice. And Mouse is going to take him out of the sky. Does put Hurricane on the back foot. What can Shoes Money Crew do with this man advantage? They've really got to capitalize on the opportunity they've created for themselves. And by getting on the point, 6 bodies there, you're going to have a lot of charge ramping up. Nice stall, just shy of the 30%, but they're going to have to let go of that pressure and keep the clock rolling. Danid's Doomfist should be able to get back there in time, but 2 members have already dropped for British Hurricane. It doesn't matter if Danid gets back. Still playing against the grain. He still finds a kill onto Zeal, but nothing more. Shoes Money Crew, first attempt capture, and they're going to burn exactly a minute.
Danid was a bit unfortunate there to be going for all the all-ins, in a sense, into shields. Mouse had his own personal one. Colsey had one when he was super low as well. And even when he started to get away with the uppercut to get out, he was still being chased down and shot at by everyone else on the ground. And this is what this Monkey Goats or Dive Ball comp can do very well, is you can dive straight after and chase and pursue those who are trying to kill you like this. That's why it's a lot better than Goats into this kind of setup.
Looking for displacement, more than damage. That one, Danid trying to just mess up the fight. Coalesce is going to cut through multiple members. Barbecue's been demet. They're going to let him hide in the corner with that gun, and a nano-boosted Danid moving in. Meteor Strike available to drop on to support. Puts the bubble down to shield everyone from the damage. He has that marker on the ground. Fastbid will find Nesh, but Mouse is already a victim of that machine pistol. Equal trades at the moment, but small advantage desperately in favor of British Hurricane. Shoes Money Crew still coming out on top of this shenanigans matchup.
Nesh hacked them there, and they lost no one. They actually turned around and got to kill themselves while they were hacked. That's great stuff for Shoes Money Crew. Now there's 3 members left on the point, but again, spawn advantage plays in their favor. Sound barrier as Happy gets demaked.
It's going to be there. Zeal, the person to do that one. Happy Cool pulling out the Bunny Blaster, sitting in the Transcendence, trying to build that ult charge as fast as he can. Gone over 50%, will get armor to keep him topped up, but Zeal and Barbecue are finding kills. Colsey just having his primal range expire as Nesh is caught out to the wind. Translocator will get him back to safety. And they're looking for options for him. The contest is still going on for British Hurricane as they just roll out spawn. Tri-Split will find him with the Coalescence. They're pushing forward very aggressively. They have to kill Happy after they tried to stall out a little bit longer. More focused on the threat coming from the spawn room rather than what's already on the point. Bucket and an unlocked on the point, but there's not enough healing to go around. They're still clearing out these members of British Hurricane faster than they can get out the spawn room. The ice wall's there, the maze on the point, knocked back by the rocket flare whip. Shoes Money Crew gonna complete Hanamura.
That is how you assault the second point of assault maps, ladies and gentlemen. They lost nothing. I think they lost 1 member in the whole 2 minutes they were there fighting on that point to capture it out. Hurricane throwing literally the kitchen sink at them. They had the Ryan coming out, the Diva was there, they brought the Wrecking Ball to the party. They even got an EMP off and managed to kill no one on the other side. Shoes Money Crew playing it fantastically well, constantly picking off members, and honestly, I'm genuinely really impressed. That was one of the best second point assaults I think we've ever seen.
Lots of shenanigans at times, confusing things. We're darting around the fight and asking a lot of questions about what actually happened.
I was just completely perplexed because the EMP went off and I thought, oh, that must be like must be a Shoes Money Crew EMP, surely, because they're getting kills. And I was like, wait, Nesh used that EMP and no one died? What? Because I think in that case, Danny was off on the Doomfist focusing the Diva when there was some really squishy, low health, defenseless members he could have killed. He went for the beefiest member on the team. Bit of target misprioritization there.
What could I say? He's just a hungry boy.
He's a very hungry boy.
Wants to get the beef, you know?
You know who else is really hungry now? Zeal.
Ooh. Why is Zeal hungry? What's he doing?
He's playing Doomfist, mate.
Does that make him hungry?
I think it does. Well, we just described Danny as pretty hungry. Now Zeal's like, yeah, man, I want a part of that Diva mech.
Well, we did talk,
smash it to pieces.
Did he talk on the desk about how one of the shutdowns for Danny Doomfist would be that Sombra hack, and just follow it up with layered CC. Now, if they have a Doomfist of their own, threatening the backline of Hurricane. Oh, actually, looking at Hurricane's comp, is there much of a backline there? Just looking at the Happy Call on that Wrecking Ball again.
Yeah, the only question mark here is Bok and how long he'll be able to live in the middle of these fights. But Happy, once again, rolling out with the same sort of setup as what they did on the first point of Busan earlier on. We were on Mecha Base.
Nesh going over to the McCree instead.
Okay. This is more normal now. Super McCree is the setup. We call it Super McCree because he's like Superman. He has a lot of Brigitte shields. You have the damage boost coming out of the Discord orb. You turn to go for the same target, protection of the Diva. Everything is designed to keep him alive.
And also provide a lot of CC to diving targets like a Doomfist, and Zeal nearly being caught out by that CC. He's been forced back to the rest of his team. British Hurricane going to migrate over to the points, get that foothold they need, and keep McCree nice and safe. Like I said, he needs to dance around all of the defenses, and Mouse, he's going to be a victim of the luxury and the positioning that's rewarded to Nesh by this composition. He can just do what he wants, and he's taking everything he wants. And he's going to take out SMC in its entirety.
I distinctly remember this sort of setup coming through on Ilios well, when Nesh was going for a 1v1 essentially against Hardest, who was playing on the McCree. He lost hard. He missed like 3 shots in a row, and Hardest 2-tapped him. End of story. He nailed so many key shots down to Nano Boosted Doomfist, onto the Diva. She came out of mech, did what he needed to do, and justified his team picking this comp. Out comes the High Noon.
It's 12 o'clock, and no one's going to be caught by the hand striking the 12.
They've got it. Wow.
Bokik and D-Mech on Barbecue, they are on point. Transcendence being layered. The hack for the EMP. Mouse dropping it in. Not going to find anyone. Zeal being locked up. Happy Cool. There with the gun's going to find him in the air. Push around onto Colsty. They've got position on the point.
Stun.
And now they need to fight against the spawns of SMC. And with a Primal Rage numlocked, he can stand off the point. Zeal can't get a foot in. Team kill coming out for British Hurricane. And that's another completion.
Oh boy, and just when it looked great for Shoes Money Crew, it looks even better for British Hurricane. 6 minutes remaining on the clock for them, whereas 5 minutes I think it was, or just over on the other side. What a scary affair for both teams to have to think, God, we just had such a fantastic attack, and now we've got to do it all over again.
I think this is a common theme we see with Hanamura teams. Very good at attacking, not so good at defending. And that's been a through line of just Contenders Europe, really. I don't think we've seen a team that's really nailed defense on both point A and B.
I call it the Morningstar's curse.
Okay.
Because they are the biggest offenders for it, I think, is not being able to win out assault point. It feels, I don't know why, but I think it was those guys, and 1 point was the other one, just can't seem to win assault. No one fully knows why. Just always seems to be their kind of crux map. But maybe that's the opportunity for Shoes Money Crew to say, okay, maybe we can actually pull something back, although they are a minute down on total time. Interesting to see what they try and mix things out with as well, because let's face it, defenses for both teams, they crumbled in the first fight.
Oh yeah.
It didn't really last very long.
It was Daned being picked off early on their offense, and on the defense, I think it was just on Shoes Money Crew's defense, shall we say, it was just them losing control of the point and not being able to deal with the McCree composition.
They played it pretty well, to be fair, because they were waiting for the Nano Boost to come online to boost the Doomfist. He goes in the backline, he murders some people, everyone walks away happy, feels good. What happened last time round was you actually had Nesh sitting really safe at the back, and he was popping heads. Nano Boosted Doomfist came in, no problem at all. 2 shots, the guy's dead. Turned around and got the Diva. She came out of mech as well, just did great work.
Going around the corner, Daned's hiding in that crevice between the door and the hut. Pretty sure teams are aware of that position. He's going to move in behind him. Nice uppercut there to stall out the momentum. That's what he needs to do last time. Taking out Tri-Spear really slows down Shoes Money Crew. They're going to have to make the choice. Do they commit to this fight, or do they try and regroup? Because they can just zone Zenyatta out of helping this team entirely. They're going to have to emerge and help him at some point.
That's the plan. I think they just don't want to get caught out on the way back through. But either way, they've got to face off against an offense on all sides from Hurricane.
They're trapped.
Narrow chokes to play through. They're going to go for it now and try and push far left. And Zen's rejoined them.
Luckily, but they've isolated Colsty. He's been forced off to himself, and Dan is going to take him out. So they're still playing with one-man Dan. Can't weave it through those pillars, so will knock straight into it rather than an opponent. Goes in with the uppercut, stunned up. He needs to get away. Rocket punch to fly. 59 HP. This time, he won't be caught out by that trap Shoes Money Crew got him with last time.
Very close to getting caught out there, but good to be able to endure it. It does help that Zeal had that ultimate online as well to keep the whole team topped up and away from that aggression. Numlock now being forced to pop the Primal Rage. He's straight back up there.
I think he wants to pump the Primal Rage. He's going straight for Mouse, knocking him around, keeping him out of the fight, forcing protective barrier. He knows it's got to expire. The healing's being layered onto him. The Bucket's there to finish him off. Dan had found Tri-Spear while all that was going on. And Hurricane, I think they heard the comments about poor defenses and are trying to change their views.
Monkey see, monkey do, unlocked on the Winston, seeing Danid having all the fun and deciding he wanted to get in there and start throwing those fists at the enemy team, identifying Miles as one of the key threats on that side, and with good reason as well. He's been a very good player for them last week, and this week so far has continued to impress. Just feels when push comes to shove, Hurricane seems to have Shoes Money Crew figured out on this defensive round.
Miles, 82%, close to a grab, could lock down Doomfist if he goes in too aggressively, and I mean, if I'm SMC, I wouldn't be too averse to putting in a solo grab. Danid already taken out Tri-Spear. Nano Boost keeps him alive, and this is just a hunting ground for Doomfist. They're trapped in a confined space. All these abilities being layered on top of each other, but they don't even have to worry about him being the fragger. There's the rest of British Hurricanes in that kill box taking out SMC.
By the time all his cooldowns are, recharging and he can't really do much, with that Nano Boost on, you are guaranteed to have killed one, if not two people. You will caught one, you'd have burst through a shield somewhere and caught someone out. And in that case, Dezachu is back away. Let his team pick up the remaining pieces. You go back and get yourself some health back online, son.
Like I said, Miles should have the grab for this next fight. Talking about it, potential solo grab onto Danid before this last engagement happened. Going to emerge through, the rally's there in the same spot. Gets into position, stunned up before he can connect anything. Brigitte are going to be knocked down. Finding Danid is huge for SMC. They can take this fight now. Graviton Surge pulls the remainder of British Hurricane together. Perfect execution by SMC, and they're going to get point A for it.
Now Danid getting a little overconfident. I think they were relying on things like the Transcendence to come online as well. Maybe the EMP was there for them too. Problem is with Brigitte these days, if you charge into her as a Rhine or as an enemy Brig or something like a Doomfist, you will get knocked down as well as she does. So either way, they don't mind Zeal getting knocked down. If it means Danid is rooted in place for a couple of seconds, they can definitely burst him down in that time.
British Hurricane have got the tools to stop the rollout onto point B and the momentum play to get a fast cap. So hopefully they can stagnate it and burn through the rest of this time bank and possibly deny SMC the chance to have another attempt at Hanamura.
They've got those 5 ults online, mind you, so 2 minutes to go. Isn't looking too dire for either side, really. Both sides have got ultimates online they can play with. Miles even dropping away from the Zarya here as well and bringing out the McCree. So a similar strat we saw coming out of Hurricane. They're bringing this to the Force. They can try and get that flashbang down onto Danid or onto Nesh potentially. Nesh will be the big winner since he's got the EMP.
Gonna try and get that rocket punch. Barbecue being pushed into the corner. Sound barrier. Keeping him on top. Transcendence going in as well. So double support on with SMC. Only Nesh running in. Danid goes with the Meteor Strike. Bucket now dropping his Transcendence. Try and level out the fight and level out the healing as the self-destruct gets put on the point. Gonna have a Winston diving way to keep himself alive. Nesh throwing some pop-off shots. He's nearly got a high noon of himself. He's gonna be able to pop that in a second if the barriers are there and he's got the protection to do it. Pushing that Q key, ready to pull the trigger. Nice. Gonna have the protection of the bubble to make sure he doesn't get dropped. Finds Danid with that lock-on ultimate. Playing around pillars. Happy Cool backing off to get some support. It's a very slow fight. Mal's finding Bucket again. Rolls forward. Gets a D-Mech on the Happy Cool. Not interested in finding him until now. There's the Orbit Discord. Monkey running at him. He's got the flashbang available. Wants to play around the bubble. Finds Danid. Not going to be able to get a kill. Follow-up from Barbie will make sure it happens as he pumps an entire fan, the hammer, into Numlock. Zeal going to be the one to get the kill. They have control of the point. 55 seconds remaining. Happy Cool coming out for the stall. He's looking to play this one a little bit longer for Hurricane.
Danid stepped back onto point as well, but it does feel like these are the closing moments for Hurricane. Very reminiscent to the way last round ended. Admittedly, that time bank is considerably lower. Yet another one's online for him here as well. No Bubble Need, there's only one target. Will close down. 10-player kill streak for Mouse, and another couple of points going over to Shoes Money Crew.
He was trying to find Numlock there. He had the high noon ready locked on. He just needed to make sure he was in vision to pull it off, and using a little bit of high sense to flick around, make sure he kills that. Stop calling him a monkey. Let's call him a scientist. That's what he prefers.
Scientist.
He's a scientist.
Science monkey.
Scientist.
Science gorilla.
A scientist.
Yeah, I'm going to reason with you. Scientist. I've got to say that Mal's actually had a really good time there on that. Props out to Colsey as well. That shield coming out from him in the first high noon, purely to stop the sleep coming in from the Ana, who's in the back corner. I don't know if Colsey saw her, but he knew they had an Ana and was like, oh, sleep dart.
Got to protect him.
Gorilla no light tranquilizer. Shield goes down.
Scientists don't like tranquilizers.
All right, fine, scientists. You're so sold on this.
No, I'm just making sure he's represented, you know?
Scientists deserve representation too.
Just demeaning. I call you a chimp all the time. I don't mean nice things about it, right?
Yeah, I don't get the scientist tag as well.
Yeah, well, you're not.
No. There are other tags you could use that are nicer than that, though.
Really struggling, mate.
Fantastic.
Mine's drawing a blank, not going to lie.
I'll take Fantastic Housemate for one. But let's see what Shoes Money Crew choose to roll out with. They're coming out with the dive set that we spoke about before. They are bringing the Zen to the party, though, rather than rolling out with that Moro we spoke about before, which makes it into more of a dive ball-based comp. Speaking about balls, Happy is bringing out the Wrecking Ball.
Danid.
That was a bit on the line.
Yeah, a bit on the line there, mate. Danid going to be on the Brigitte this time around with the Zeal. So we had a little bit of a conversation on the desk about the Brigitte head-to-head that Danid and Zeal have been having. Both incredibly aggressive, but Danid sometimes winning that out and just pulling out a little bit of extra space for Numlock to operate in.
It's twice now he's actually rolled out with the Wrecking Ball and then gone back and changed. I think they're using it as an alternative to Sombra for scouting because they know they'll be sat in the open. There's no reason to go all sneaky to try and get information.
Pushing forward onto the point, taking the fight too. The Mouse isolated and taken out. Yofi being the one to pick up that frag. They move forward and they're not going to be deterred by the resistance of Shoes Money Crew. 2 kills should be enough to just roll over them. They take control of the point and looking for a first and a fast cap of A.
We didn't really talk about the...
Yofi capitalizing on the reset, by the way, finding both supports with the sound wave.
Beautiful. We didn't really talk about the importance of Shoes Money Crew holding on to that 38 seconds as well. Does mean they at least get a second go if Hurricane do full cap here. Will bolster their time bank by 22 seconds, but still not the end of the world. They do get to go again. Shoes Money Crew got pretty hard countered though because they're running out with this dive-based comp. It doesn't do so well into Goats itself. That's exactly why Hurricane went back after scouting out with the Wrecking Ball, changed over, and just slammed their way through onto Mouse.
Looking to slam in again. The team's sticking together despite being displaced from that bridge. They move around to the side. She's close to that Graviton Surge. Very high energy. Transcender's being used early. This could be big for British Hurricane if they can just survive the initial throw. They're putting it in together. Where's the healing coming up for SMC? It's not there. Nesh is going to cut through with Numlock, and SMC have been rolled off the point. Now it's about stopping the flow from the spawn room. Get the bodies on the point. Stop the delay. Hold them at these gates.
Let's see how long they can do it for, though. It's about to tick up. They've got to go fast. And Diva is body blocking here as well. She was trying to stop them. She blocked most of them.
Oh, they got him just at the end there. 99.8% to get a touch in, but the kills have to come out again. Earth Shatter, this time from Colsty. Nice block from Numlock, keeps them all alive. Self-destruct up in the air, want to clear them from this point, but the kills are still going in favor of British Hurricane. These ults are being committed by SMC, and no kills are being used for it.
They're still trying to keep members on the point, but they are slowly running out. Izzy finally with that sound barrier online will keep the members topped up, but only temporarily. Graviton Surge online doesn't build a
and no kills coming out!
Projected barrier, more than enough to keep Buck alive there as well. If they got him down, maybe they could have started to turn around, but not quite going to happen. They have a much larger time bank coming into this overtime than Shoes Money Crew do. But let's not forget, we are seeing Giganti clear a full map with 1 minute of overtime previously.
I know we have, Des, but I don't think Shoes Money Crew are Giganti.
Hey, man, what can I say? They can pull it off. They beat Angry Titans last week.
It's a 3:39 time difference on Hanamura. If we have another quick offense from British Hurricane, then it's going to be very bad for SMC. But we've seen SMC do a fast take a point A as well. They can pull it off in 1 minute. You're not wrong with that. But you look at that time back. How many times can they do it without hitting overtime? Because as soon as they hit overtime and Hurricane do it without it, their backs are against the wall.
Absolutely. Curious to see what they choose to roll out with themselves. They're on the attack now with the lesser amount of time. Does mean they, of course, get that Gambit to see what they can do. Didn't work out super well for them last time. Did get held up for quite a while in that first point by Hurricane, and they had a good setup with Danid playing on the Doomfist. This time round, they've completely changed up. They're abandoning the old strat. They're no longer running the Sombra and the Doomfist. They're rolling out with the tried and tested Goat setup here, and they're going for a bit of cheese by the looks of it too.
Problem is, SMC know they need to capture at least point A or get above a third, because if they get full held here, the series is over for them. They just can't win. The draw means they can't match the points of British Hurricane, so it'll be another series loss for them.
Very difficult situation to find themselves in, so no doubt going to be trying to go for this. Nearly getting caught out in the doorway here. Hurricane going for a full hold potential, just trying to keep them back, but they've lost them lots already.
Trading and losing it out afterwards, 2 for 1, not going in favor of British Hurricane, and with the spawn advantage for SMC, they need to pull something big out here. They want to stay alive on this defense and go for a full hold, but very reserved play from Shoes Money Crew. They're not taking this victory for granted and guaranteeing it by taking out Happy and Yofi. They're going to move on to the point and take control.
Yeah, Hurricane did waste about 35 seconds, but I do wonder what could have happened if they pulled off even a single Doomfist defense. They could have held this, but by playing so aggressive, they lost Numlock super early on. Without that main tank, you can no longer hold chokes. You can't really go for the head-to-head fight against this counter 3-3 setup. Well, they lose the first point. 40 seconds on the clock for Shoes Money Crew. You get that 30-second boost regardless of how much time you've got left, so you can at least touch the second point. They've got to win, though, in one fight if they want to have any hope in hell of bringing down Hurricane.
0.01 seconds is all they need on the clock to stop themselves from being denied another offensive attempt, assuming Hurricane can do it with at least a minute in there. Well, he's taking some plays from Windstrike. Unfortunately, it's not a bit of a win-win for him as Colsley's already found Danid. One man down, just got to stagger out any further deaths to keep this one going for them. Transcendence onto the point, goes in for the heal. They were trying to go for a delay. That was actually a huge IQ boot from Izzy to keep him from taking the direct path. They're going to clear him out anyway. Double charge for Zeal and Tri-Spear, followed up by an Earth Shatter. The Graviton Surge will pull members of British Hurricane together, but it's not enough. SMC going to be stopped right here with 5 points. Just need a cap of 33% for British Hurricane.
Otherwise, the map ends as a draw. Shoes Money Crew, big opportunity here, potentially, to stop Hurricane. They lose that first point, series is done. They draw, they can't win the series from there outwards. It's a big ask to say, for 4 minutes and 39, longer than you have in normal time to defend. Being real, Tridd, do you see it happening?
I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening either, man.
Stranger things have happened.
They have. You're not wrong. Every time someone says that, I'm always just thinking of the TV series.
It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Every time someone says stranger things have happened, I'm like, yeah, it was a TV, it was a thing.
Yeah, but I know which the phrase came first, though, right?
Yes, it did. Like, you're correct.
That's kind of what the show's named is based on the phrase.
Stranger things have happened, do you reckon?
I definitely think that's the case.
I don't know. Maybe. Huh.
I don't know. Let me get him on the phone. I'll ask him.
I was just about to say that. Let me just give him a call and ask him. Yeah. One people that needs to be pulling in some help now on the phone, I think, is Shoes Money Crew, though. 4 minutes 39. Like I say, not a nice time bank to have to face off against. They're going to go, once again, for that 3-3. Hurricane doing what we've seen them do all map long is Happy rolling out on that Wrecking Ball, getting the scouting info, pulling back and changing over to what they need to counter this. The best thing is for Hurricane, they can take their time. They are in no rush to win this in 1 or 2 fights like Shoes Money Crew were.
We've asked the audience. They can't have a 50-50. The only thing left for them to do is to phone a friend. And I don't know who's going to come to the aid of SMC. 4 minutes 36 on the time bank. Just as the spawn doors open, it's not a position you want to be fighting against. Happy goes in with the scout on the Wrecking Ball again. I think he's just doing it to mess with you, Des, at this point.
No, he just told you went back to scout. Now he's going to go back and change the diva.
Yeah.
Does it every single time. It seems to be the sort of done thing. Oh, hello.
Sorry, what was that about the diva, Des?
I've said he's always gone back and changed the diva. Now he's trying something different. I'm taking
Going on to the Farah. Danid jumping onto the Hanzo. So we're seeing this hero pool flex. Numlock taking over the Wrecking Ball. Responsibilities for British Hurricane.
Interesting, okay.
Creative offense. They've got the time bank to play around with this. See what they can do and whether it will be successful for them.
On this map where there's a lot of vertical geometry, you can play this triple DPS style because you can already see the answer basically is to get back near as much geometry as we can to try and stay safe. They find Numlock's tank. This is the weakness where you only have the one tank, is you will get melted down if you get too close to this comp. Numlock's got a bit too close to the sun and got burnt.
Don't know if his name is Seb Icarus Barton, but he's going to be fine for now. Yofi bringing Happy Call back up, but that might have just staggered themselves. They find Yofi here, and Happy needs to be very creative about how he gets back in. Numlock's throwing himself into the mix, buying some more time. They will back off, get some HP, but Numlock's dying again. British Hurricane are actually staggering themselves here with reses and just positional errors. Yeah,
I'm wondering how long they play this out for and then maybe they consider a swap. I think what they're relying on is the EMP, and you go for something then like the Dragon Strike, or you go in with the Farah Ultimate coming out, which is now online. Numlock's actually saying, you know what, this is more what we saw last season. We're going to play the Winston instead.
We're going to go back on something a little bit more comfortable with this triple DPS offense for British Hurricane. Hoping to pay them dividends.
Them and Giganti on Icon Mod was a
very
popular
forward,
thing.
There's the barrage, straight onto Mouse, no barrier, and Barbie's going to get in his face. Transcendence was there to make sure no one else went down. So trade 1 for 1, make that 3 for 1. Dragon Strike being committed through the point, and SMC have the foresight and the capability to just move out of the way. Just move, lol, forehead. Barkley's going to take out Danid as well and finish that one off. I think British Hurricane might need to go back to playing goats.
Let's say Hurricane, you're at 2.5 minutes now. You've had your fun. I think it's time to go back and play some goats. And apparently throwing Danid, no, I was going to say throwing Doomfist in the mix would be very weird.
They thought about it. They thought about it.
It'd be very weird with the goat setup to run the Doomfist with it. It just doesn't really sync the two playstyles.
Yeah, well, they're going to go have Danid on that Brigitte. They're pressing forward. They're going to go. Danid's already been taken out by Tri-Spear. So we were talking about a valiant hold from SMC. They're getting close to doing it. They've already burned through half the time bank.
Mouse was a really smart play as well. Wait, threw the translocator up on top of the gate, got on top, hacked the Lucio, so there was no way of British Hurricane being able to retreat and keep their members alive. It just feeds more ult charge over to Shoes Money Crew. They've got 3-4 ults to play with here, and the EMP will be up in no time as well.
I love that tri-spear one tap. It wasn't even a spam. It was just doink straight on your head.
Throwing them orbs, boys.
Throwing the energy from the orbs.
The energy from the orbs, doing work. Energy orbs.
Are they efficient? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Numlock pushing forward, stunned up into the shatter. Nice protected barriers. It did still find Happy on the back line. Will get D-Mech. Bocket taken out from the fight as well. So that's another stall for SMC. 1 minute 30. We were talking about a sizable 4 minutes 39 time bank that's just been killed by 3 minutes of stall coming out from SMC.
It was something I caught a few times last week, especially on Lighthouse when we were playing on Ilios. Nesh is really on point with these bubbles. Davin did it the other day as well to keep his team alive on Command Center. Getting those bubble down as you see the combo coming. You might not get the bash, but you do draw out the shatter and you block the majority of it. Really, really smart play out of him and very, very quick reactions.
1 minute left on the clock. Getting dire for British Hurricane. They could lose out this map. EMP for Mouse. Here comes the drop. Hack. Transcendence already active for British Hurricane, so they will be able to mitigate the impact. Gonna lock up Danid regardless, and then recall for Mouse. Graviton Surge pulls multiple members on the point together. Transcendence is there, charging to the bell for Numlock. He is still frontlining this for British Hurricane as the Graviton damage will take on Nesh. Huge shatter coming out for Colsty. What can they do with the CC? Not much from SMC. Only a D-Mech so far as the kills are still coming in for British Hurricane. So well played to SMC. They burnt through the majority of that time bank, but I think this is where Hurricane gets the cap and guarantees the draw, which means they win the series.
Draw guaranteed. Yeah, if this fully completes, they don't even have to end the map. And I think Shoes Money Crew know it as well. They aren't going to be able to get better. Someone touching point is Miles. Of course it is.
He has EMP. I think he wants to use it to make sure it's a draw, not a loss, because that map difference can still come into play now, because ultimately it's a bit anticlimactic, Des, but that does mean that SMC are incapable of winning this series.
It does, it does. But at least they're trying to play for the map win here, like you say, for the fight money, for the map difference, which can make all the difference at the end of the season. Here's Miles with the EMP.
Gonna EMP them out. Self-destruct was in the middle of multiple members, and Barbecue's gonna find Yofi. Numlock takes out Colsty. Spawn advantage will help SMC get back into the fight as Barbecue finds another kill. Micro missiles onto Buckets. They're pushing multiple members of British Hurricane away. Half-Cool gonna be forced away. Graviton Surge and the rocket boosters to CC and lock up the team. A charge through the point allows Tri-Spear to find Nesh. Mal's getting a D-Mech onto Half-Cool, who tried to get back onto the point. SMC have mounted the defense just in time. It will be a draw, and they can play for the fight money in map 4, but the series goes over to British Hurricane.
If nothing else, though, this result, as to where we are right now, shows that Shoes Money Crew have actually got quite a bit of fight in them. Last week it was Angry Titans. They got rolled on the very first point of the day. Very close second point, did ultimately lose the map. Second map, a bit more decisive to Hurricane. This one ended in a draw. They've shown multiple times throughout this series they have the capability to draw against top teams like this, which shows you these could be serious contenders coming into playoffs.
There's always credit where credit is due to capitalize on opportunities that present themselves.
Absolutely.
But I do feel, and I'm going to call a spade here, British Hurricane lost that map. SMC didn't win it. They lost it. They gave away their victory that was there for them.
Very true. I mean, 2.5 minutes of trying to play with the triple DPS setup when we don't really conventionally see that. Yes, it did kind of catch Shoes Money Crew off guard, but they played very smartly. They backed off into the corner, used the buildings around them to try and stay safe. And even when the ults were online, still got picked off.
Like I said, SMC, very good. Credit to them to capitalize on the opportunities.
I love seeing the McCrees as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That all fantastic. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to bring you the conclusion of this series. Welcome back to Overwatch Contenders. We're about to jump into our final map of this series. British Hurricane versus Shoes Money Crew. Currently sat on a 2-0 scoreline. It does mean that after a drawn Hanamura, SMC can no longer win the series, but they can win fight money and map score, which we all love when it comes to week 4 and 5 of the group stages.
Got the most important thing they can win. Pride. They can fight for pride. They've shown all series long that they can play pretty well against Hurricane. They, for all intents and purposes, drew Sanctuary on Busan. We'll say that much. The map went across to Hurricane, as you can see there. They drew Hanamura, which is probably the most impressive one, and I said it when we came into the map. I don't know why 2 maps in a row they've picked maps that play into Danid on this Hurricane, but they did. They drew. I ate my words. I'm sorry, but they've got the draw. Now at least here, they can try and take something away.
Have they picked 3 maps in a row that play into Danid's Doomfist, though? Because SMC still picked the map because they're yet to win one.
Somewhat yes, somewhat no. Like, both maps you can play him on. Like, Dorado maybe a little less so because the high ground is very high and it is hard for a Doomfist to utilize that. But I think on both maps you're quite unlikely to see a Doomfist too much. Much more tank-based play on both.
Okay. Well, it's SMC on the offense first. British Hurricane running out on defense, and lot of suicides in that diner at the moment.
Yeah,
just trying to decide what they want to be having on SMC. British Hurricane are more definite. There's Hafikul, always the gamer, rising and grinding.
I feel robbed. She had no can in her hand when she was drinking.
Back onto the map itself. British Hurricane going to be holding out that point and making sure that SMC aren't going to have that early push, holding the aggressive position against them into this Goat's Mirror. SMC running with Tri-Spear on the Zenyatta, so they should win out against the Moira flavor of Goats.
They absolutely should. You are not wrong there. Tridd Moira Goats tends to be one of the more sustaining comps, you might say. Picking up the more straggling members now as well. They will break this full hold down and fully expect Hurricane to maybe consider swapping this up and bringing their own Zenyatta, or this will just be a rinse-repeat now that Shoes Money Crew have those ultimates online. They're going to stick it, I think. All right.
Yeah, they may as well at this point. They're close to getting the Coalescence. I think they can win this one out. But like we said, it's you're running at a disadvantage. That the Orb of Discord that comes out from Zenyatta really helps you burn down single targets and prioritize where you're going to be aiming and burning through. The healing might not be enough, but Bocket's so close to the Coalescence, probably wants to commit to it, and he's going to throw that ultimate down already. Look at the burst out support on the back line. No kills found yet. Can charge him in. Numlock's been found, and a D-Mech for Hafikul. This isn't working out for Hurricane. They're going to have to change it up.
I like the intent with Moira. When you bring that ultimate online, the perfect scenario is you have all 5 members of your team being healed, and yourself, of course, whilst also hurting.
She wasn't doing that. She went beeline for the support.
Intent. Whilst also trying to hit every single member of the enemy team. That is the perfect line scenario. Her intent there was, right, we push forward, pop this on, we go straight into the back line, we kill people. Thing is, you're focusing on support, you don't have a Discord orb, they do, your tanks are going to die far quicker.
Graviton Surge pulls them off the point. Yofi wants to go in with the Amp up to contest and force this one out, but no one touches the payload, so they just get it anyway. And now they're fighting against a immediate spawn room. SMC still finding the kills. 4 minutes 30 on their clock, and Hurricane's contest is going to end. The payload's going to get back in motion.
3 fights in a row over to Shoes Money Crew, and it's as we said after that last map, this is far from a series that Hurricane have stormed their way through, and their problems, or their concerns you might say, continue. Last week they lost to 1 point. This week looking to end 2-1 probably against Shoes Money Crew shows that actually, again, that ceiling of Contenders and that floor we've been speaking about for a long time is actually far closer this season than it ever has been before.
British Hurricane emerging fast. Danid already going down so low, and Barbie's going to finish him off before the fight even commences. Sound barrier being dropped prematurely as well. You're 1 member down. There's no protection for your Reinhardt. You're going to commit the grab to the fight as Mouse is held up. Won't burn through him. The boob's there to try and get them closer into the range of that self-destruct, but it's not going to happen for them. Shoes Money Crew still in control of this map and taking the fight straight to British Hurricane.
Where was this SMC Goats on the earlier maps is what I want to know. Hurricane admittedly a bit fragmented at points. You know, we spoke earlier on about Colster being bullied around a lot in Hollywood. This map is numlocked. He was tossed and turned and bashed and stunned, and
he didn't have a Brigitte that entire fight. Danid went down way too early to help him out.
And this is one of the concerns the desk have voiced that we said before. Are we seeing Alderson Hungry Danid, or are we seeing Hurricane Danid? And right now, it feels like that synergy might not be fully there because he's getting picked off in these fights very early on.
Shatter was there, still able to maintain that shield. Going to throw down one of his own into the shield as well. So going to trade useless ultimate for useless ultimate, but something that isn't useless, that Graviton Surge self-destruct combo. SMC looking very dominant, and if I'm Hurricane, I'm starting to panic.
Hurricane, I'd like to introduce you to the Shoes Money Crew blender. $9.99, you can pick yourself up your own custom blender complete with graviton surges, self-destruct, and a Reinhardt swinging a hammer away for days there. They literally had no way of surviving that unless they had a sound barrier and a Transcendence online. There was just too much damage coming through. They're already on third and final point, and there's 4 minutes remaining in the time bank for Shoes Money Crew. They've got that Shadow online once again. Can they get through the shield this time? There it is, much better.
Nice shield batter combo as Numlock's going to get knocked down onto the floor. Still has that Orb of Discord on him. Numlock contesting with the stun, knocked back onto the floor. Happy Call on the maze, already been found out by Mal, so a pick not working out for them so much as we're on board with Polsty. Swinging that hammer around, Izzy still found Numlock. No kills going to the side of British Hurricane. It's really hard to kill the momentum of Shoes Money Crew as they turn that payload onto the home stretch of Route 66.
They're a little bit slow sometimes, Shoes Money Crew, on this the bash. You call it bash batter, you got me all lost now. Shield batter.
Fish and chips.
Yes, fish and chips. Shield batter into the Earth Shatter. Shield bash into Earth Shatter, that's the correct one, yeah. Took them a bit of time to get that down sometimes. A couple of times in fact they've messed it up. That final one just worked out for them, and Nesh was a bit late, uncharacteristically, on the barriers.
I do like that Izzy actually used the Maywall to make sure he got off the sound barrier quicker than he would have usually done there by landing it on top. Graviton Surge, planted straight into the team. Self-destruct's there. Barbie finds 2. It's Numlocked and Nesh going to the spawn room early. Daned, isolated by himself, will find Tri-Spear, but Barbie's going to pick up another one. This time without the ultimate. Just going to do it with his mech. Polsty moving forward, has an Earth Shatter in his pocket. The payload's being contested by someone, but they're more concerned with kills and clearing an easy path. Now it's back in motion. Not far to go. Very close to finishing this map as a Shatter gets planted down into the shield. They're going to do the exact same into Numlock, but here's the Graviton Surge and the swing of the hammers. The healing's there for SMC to keep him alive. Zeal keeps standing up, and Numlock will find Colsty, but Barbecue again with a double kill onto Numlock and Nesh.
Still trying to go with this one. Blizzard coming out on top as well with the Diva on the mech. No one's been frozen up just yet. Happy even goes down to Barbecue despite freezing him up. They are still in control at this point here, Tridd, and they should be able to end. All they need is this one Graviton Surge to come online. This point could then be theirs, although they are wiping them out regardless.
Just need a decisive victory. Earth Shatter is there, but the self-destruct was a good placement to stop momentum play. Colsty will get a charge onto Nesh, finding an incredibly mobile target and removing them from the fight. Happy Call with the rocket punch onto Izzy. Stunned up, cannot continue with his fist. Unfortunately, it's Danid on the Wrecking Ball rather than the patented hero. Will still find Zeal. Tri-Spear with a turnaround. The Orbs of Destruction onto Happy Call keep him from ending this push as they're looking for heals. Then they're looking to keep this endeavor going. Sound Barrier keeps SMC in the game. Happy Call is going to be finding targets. Unfortunately, Colsty takes out Numlocked with a hammer of his own. Throws down a Shatter into no one. Nesh gets a Pulse Bomb off on the Colsty and a D-Mech on the Barbecue. A 2-for-1 special as the Transcendence from SMC comes in a little bit too late to keep them alive.
Still going on this fight. This is a minute and a half, 2 minutes almost. They had 4 minutes and 10 at the start of this third point, but they're still going, and it feels like Hurricane have finally wrestled back control. What is this, Tridd? Assault?
You say that, Des, but Mouse has found 2 kills by himself. Nash nearly going down as well. Look at the high energy charge. The right click's nearly doing the trick. Shatter thrown down, I believe. No, it wasn't thrown down. Just a little bit of confusion. We've seen enough of them this fight. Well, look at that. Danner scrolling around the point. Happy Call with the uppercut onto Colsty. Is he taking out Numlock? So no Reinhardt's on the field. Meteor Strike coming down on top of Mouse. Pick the barrier coming in a little bit too late. But Tri-Spear will still find Happy Call. The self-destruct goes up. Wants to clear off Danner. They found him. Here comes the Transcendence. The fight's still going.
Transcendence out now as the final potential stall tactic, but they're still throwing members back in. If they're tanky, if they're fast, they're sending them onto the point to make sure they're constantly touching. They're running them almost all the way down to overtime, Tridd.
Another Tri-Spear, Transcendence in this one. Dannon comes in again with the Wrecking Ball. He's spinning around the point. He wants to get that minefield. He's so close, but Miles has found 2. But Happy finding another. This is it. I think SMC have broken the hold. 17 seconds remaining. What a fight from British Hurricane.
Oh my, even the players need a pause after that. They're like, Jesus, guys.
Hold up, time. Can't do it anymore. Can't do it anymore.
I think I said 2.5 minutes before the end of that map. When they get this Graviton Surge online, they've got it. It was a Graviton Surge online. It just wasn't the first one. It was likely the third one. I lost count after the first couple.
I think it was the third, yeah. We saw 2 Transcendences from each Zenyatta. I think it was 3 Whiffed Earth Shatters. It
was ridiculous.
1 minefield, 2 sound barriers. It's
almost like you're listing off a Christmas buffet there of things that are just going to happen. It's ridiculous, honestly. I was like, you have to stop and laugh after a while. If not, you cry. It was a well-fought defense by Hurricane. Let's be serious, though. They did have a really well-fought defense there for a good... Yeah, they're at 3.5 minutes when that fight started. They got it down to 17 seconds. A 3-minute, 10-second fight? Come on.
You can tell how long a fight goes. Here's a little tidbit for your audience. You can tell how long a fight goes by how many changes there are between me and Dez while the fight is still going on. Because I think it's physically impossible for a human to do a 3-minute play-by-play fight.
What I love is
maybe Uber could do it.
Maybe they can't see you as you start going right in the face like, Dez, take it, and you're like, okay, go, go, go. Now we're back in the fight again. It's brilliant.
I have to drop down into the recovery position and get back up and go.
I don't realise that while I'm casting the whole fight, you're getting the Heimlich maneuver as well, just to restore you to normal health. Yeah, just get you back in the flow. I'm sure all concerned, players, casters, viewers, anyone elsewhere will be looking at that and being like, whoa, we need a breather from that one.
Yeah, well, players made it very evident with the pause coming in, so... Here we go. SMC now on the defense, going to take a similar aggressive position. They've also opted for the Moira flavor of goats. Why are they doing this, Des? This first defense, when they know all it takes is British Hurricane to go, all right, Moira, sound, I'm going to pick the Zenyatta. Like,
it's interesting because it can respond to a Pharah if they were to choose to run out. But the example, what you can do is use the Coalescence and tack it up with the Diva, and you can basically melt her down before she can be healed. Often it's a case of being able to hold for longer. You're not going to get pushed back like you would with a Zen comp. Zen is designed to be more aggressive unless you've got Transcendence online. Moira wants to hold ground and stay there.
Dana moves forward, very aggressive already, pushing Colsey back. Now he's isolated, but he's going to find his way back into his team, thankfully enough for SMC. Holding up this defense low. Colsey's health going back up. Izzy found Numlock. Zeal's found Danid. Punishing that aggression from the new player for British Hurricane. But SMC, unlike British Hurricane, have that successful first hold.
Danid was just trying his best to beat down the Reinhardt. And at the start, he was ignoring him. He was like, get off him, man. Stop biting my kneecaps, dude. And suddenly, Zeal's like, I got him for you, boss. Don't worry. Takes him out, and there's absolutely no problems at all. But they managed to hold them, which is what Hurricane didn't manage to do against Shoes Money Crew when it was their defensive rounds.
Coalescence going through Mouse. He's stunned up. Danid going down again, being cut down by that Coalescence, and finally with the shield bash from Zeal, and it just enables SMC to move forward. 1 minute of the time bank already been burnt, and Numlock will get back into the spawn room, but he's doing it by his lonesome.
I got to say props to Zeal as well. A lot of talk today has been around Danid coming into the roster on his Brigitte, on the Doomfist. He has played very, very well all series. Him and Miles, to me, are probably the most improved and most impressive members we are seeing on this roster. Miles, especially, again, already sang his praises most of today, but Zeal has looked absolutely sublime.
I think this is the time where British Hurricane break the hold of SMC. Self-destruct by World Tempting, nicely timed, shadowed by Numlock. Going to charge Colsey. He hasn't been given a breather in that engagement at all. He's being bullied again like on Hollywood. That's British Hurricane winning the first fight that they need to get this payload moving. Still going to buy as much time as they can. SMC stalling out and getting that extra few seconds to have even more time on this first point to defend.
Zeal and Danid just constantly going at each other as well, trying to interrupt the shield bashes coming through onto their own Reinhardts. In that case, Zeal missed. Danid got the stun down. Shadow came through from Numlocked. Bam. Hurricane managed to win out the fight. But good stall effort by Shoes Money Crew. They managed to waste 2 minutes of Hurricane's time bank.
Hurricane didn't get very far with this one. They were just outside the gas station. Enough time. And Colsey being isolated, protective barriers there, keep him alive, charge away from the team, keep him out LOS and keep him out of support wave. It's going to be British Hurricane taking out Colsey and getting a man advantage. Now Mouse is the next target. Going to press forward again. I think they've got point 8 in the bag here. They can just keep the kills coming and do it in a decisive fashion.
Absolutely, looks like they will do just that as well. Shoes Money Crew, they even switched Tri-Spear over to the Zen because they're aware in these coming fights they will need that on side. And that fight there would have been ideal, but Hurricane had the ultimate advantage in that one. The sound barrier coming out was the big influencer for them in that fight. Now Shoes Money Crew. They're looking with one ultimate of their own online against the 4 coming through from Hurricane. A bit of a point of concern as to how they hold this next fight.
They've got one more contest. Pushing forward, they've got an Earth Shadow. It needs to land. Colsey needs to manage this one. Self-destruct being pushed there. They take Colsey out of the fight again, and that's going to be a capture for British Hurricane. 3 minutes 30. And they're getting more kills, and this is the momentum play we saw coming out from SMC on their offense. British Hurricane are answering in kind.
Great zoning all out of Happy as well. In fact, great team play between both tanks because Numlocked.
He's not lacking
this game for sure. He charged Colsey out of the way. Happy Cole sent the self-destruct through into the tunnel. Anyone who tried to push through to try and touch the point to stop it capping, they would have died. Guaranteed, unless you were trying to face the wrong way, in which case you would have been killed by the team themselves. So really smart thinking there out of the Hurricane side.
SMC emerging from the point. Let's see if they can change the book, rewrite history, shall we say, as they come out onto their defense. Zeal going low, Transcendence is there this time around for Tri-Spear. Keeps him up. Bocket's going to be able to use his one straight afterwards. Nice shatter onto British Hurricane, but they're not finding any kills until Costly gets in there with a charge. Zeal follows up with the shield bash onto Danid. That head-to-head between those two players has been so impressive this entire series, but it's Zeal coming out on top and killing the momentum for Hurricane.
Finally getting them stopped on this corner halfway through the second point. Now trying to push back a little bit, try and fight Hurricane in this corridor. It does play into their favor when you're forcing the enemy out of a choke, but I don't really fancy having your back against the wall here, quite literally. Look at Yofi, he's way up top.
He may as well abuse the fact he can get that height on the wall ride and really go above and beyond what SMC can achieve. Nice shatter finds Barbie. It's only a D-Mech. Self-destruct being used by Happy, sent into the garage. They're able to hide and play around it, but British Hurricane are getting kills again. 2 minutes on the clock, and they've broken this defense of SMC, and they're pressing forward, and Dez is gesturing the hands, because that's exactly what Bocket is giving SMC. He's taking the fight straight to him. Needs to get Tri-Spear, and he gets the dink to finish it off.
Bocket giving him them hands, or we could say wiping out 2 key members there as well. Enemy Zen being one of the key ones. Admittedly a bit late on. Would have been nice to get that early to get that Discord offline. But not going to complain when you have won the fight. Shoes Money Crew have got a few ultimates to play with here. 1.5 minutes left means 2 or 3 fights remaining for Hurricane, likely the latter, going towards 3. Though they've got Nesh with his ultimate here, they could potentially stick them against the wall and just push the point to the end.
Gonna try and do that.
Barbie's escaped already.
Well, they put it up high and Transcend is there, keeping them all alive. Barbie's contesting the point, 1 minute 15 on the clock. Needs to be a one fight. Earth Shatter finds Numlock, that might be enough. Sound barrier to keep him alive. Don't know how he ended up bouncing across the map, but the self-destruct will still find him. The man advantage could be big here for Shoes Money Crew until Bocket equalizes with a kill onto Colsty, as Zill's going to take out Danid again. The Transcend is there for Bocket, goes in, saves the bit of armor under his shield as well as he presses forward with his team. Next killing a D-Mech. Happy Cool about to be D-Mech'd himself, but the Orbital Discord is cleansed by the protective barrier. Bocket finding Tri-Spear again. Self-destruct up into the air as Miles is close to a grab of his own.
Still got hold of this point right now, and Hurricane are feeding back in Drex. Numlock does bring down Zeal, one of the key members of this lineup. This could be the opportunity to at least cause some upset here and keep this push going on towards the second point. They've got the numbers back. Barbecue finds 2 though with the D-Mech and the Lucio. That could be the fight winner for them.
And they've still got that Miles Graviton Surge for what is going to be the final fight. 20 seconds remaining for Hurricane, and Happy has had to reset. Now they're going to do this quick. It's going to be scrappy. Can Hurricane push it over the line and keep Route 66 alive?
Go Wrecking Ball, Happy. Okay, Dukas will do just fine as well. They caught the members out though. They're in a 5 versus 6. They find Nedge. This should be it for Shoes Money Crew.
And the shatter follow-up finds Numlocked as well. 3 seconds remaining. Someone has to dive to the point to touch, and Zill's taking out Yofi. Overtime was triggered, thankfully, by the rest of British Hurricane, but they're being forced away. SMC gonna take that map. We're gonna finish the series with a 2-1 scoreline.
Goes to show they might not be quite at that tier with Hurricane, but they are definitely a team you need to consider the threat from if you are another team in this group. They brought down Angry Titans. Hurricane, they came very close to beating. And I said if I was another team in this group right now, I'd be looking at Shoes Money Crew and saying that's the team we cannot write off anymore. Zeal. The guy's a monster. He's Brigitte all series long. Every shatter, you look around to see where the shatter landed. Guaranteed you would see Zeal close by. If Hurricane messed up a shatter, he was there stunning Danid. Every single time he was in the thick of things, and so was Danid. But Zeal, I felt, played a bit safer in that series as well, so huge props to him. But Hurricane still win the series.
Maybe they just had a different Hollywood. We could have been seeing a different result altogether, because a draw on Hanamura and, of course, a victory on Route 66. 3rd time's the charm for SMC map picks, apparently. I think it does legitimize SMC as a team, though. I think the questions about them, is it an upset they beat AT? I don't think so. I think the team is legit, and I think it's here to compete.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see how they can play this out in future weeks as well.
Well, I'm going to throw it over to our analysts, and they're going to break down the series as a whole.